And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. We're talking now to John Burrett. And John is a defensive specialist, and I've known John since he's been a freshman in high school. He's now a senior. And, John, you've just come along so well and just have developed into a really good football player. Let's talk about your experience and when did you start playing football and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, it all started back in about fourth grade. The Young Tigers.
Sure.
I saw their flyers, and I was like, I was actually into soccer, and then I was like, well, I love seeing this, other sport, watching it. You know what I mean? This is it excites me a little bit more, so let me try it out. And since then, the rest of it is.
You got hooked, huh?
Yeah, I got hooked. Young Tigers every year, and until now.
And you've played both sides of the ball. I mean, even with us, with the freshmen, you were the quarterback kind of guy. But between the two, between being offense and defense, would you rather be a defensive guy or an offensive guy? Well,
yeah, you are definitely correct. Offense I played most of my life, both ways. Talking about important roles, it was like quarterback, running back, and then linebacker all my life until about sophomore year. They focused me more on defense, but I do miss scoring the touchdowns. I would have to say I miss scoring the touchdowns, but defense. I love getting the hits and helping out, stopping their opposite offense. But, yes, I would say I do miss scoring the touchdowns.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the Tiger defense, and you and I were talking before we went on camera there, Tiger defense has really developed into a very strong defensive unit, and you guys play so well together. And there's at times I love it when we get into a situation where it's a long, they're like third and whatever, 15 or something like that, and all of a sudden here comes Johnny off of the corner in on a blitz there, and last against Plymouth, of course, he caused a fumble and all that kind of stuff. Where that call comes from the sideline, obviously, right?
Yes, sir. So sometimes they have it like predetermined with the call. If our defensive coordinator, our defensive Coach Huber would tell before the play starts, like the coverage and the stunts for the linemen, and then just certain assignments for the linebackers.
Right.
But sometimes he does a little this sign.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't do that.
No,
for
that's
other
all right.
schools.
I'll edit that out.
But that means that I can go. I'm like, that's my sign
It's
to
up
blitz.
to you.
And so when I see him do that, I just go. And being a rover, being on the opposite side where like the most
Right.
players are,
Right.
I usually have a free
pretty
go.
good angle.
Yeah, pretty good angle,
Right.
and it's good time.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, and that's it's always devastating to the other team when that blitz comes in there because it throws them for a loss and all that kind of thing. Overall, your impressions of that Concord bunch last night? They played us a pretty good game.
Yes, they did. It was the first half was definitely was tough. It was tough because I feel like it was a battle of the defenses because their defense was doing well with our offense, and we were just trying to keep them from not scoring.
Sure.
And so like when it's a defensive game, you just never know like what's gonna happen when it comes to the scores. So
Sure.
the first half was definitely more of the defensive side. Both these defenses were doing well, and we were trying to stay determined and not have them have any leverage because we had the leverage with the first score, and we kept it tough, and we try to make sure to keep them off their leverage and to continue to play our game.
Right, absolutely. Well, Johnny, you guys have been doing a great job there. The Tigers are undefeated right now. You're giving up like 14 points in 4 games, whatever that average works out to be, but it's not a lot. Big challenge coming up here with Northwood. We go to Northwood. They're undefeated. They're beating people substantially. They're playing good defense, offense. So any thoughts about what you got to do this week to get ready for the Panthers?
Yeah, so this game is definitely a game we cannot undermine for sure. I've noticed. Me myself, and some of our other players that like some of the opponents. Most recently that we've played, it's hard to like stay tough-minded throughout the week because we have a little bit more confidence with him. But we know with Northridge, they're a school that that's always tough.
Northwood,
yeah. My mistake. And last year, I know they had a couple of their starters out. Their quarterback was out, and then I think one of their running backs were out too. And they're in our class. And I have a strong belief in the senior class. Like if a school has a strong senior class, and I think they will do pretty well. And they have a strong senior class like we do, and they're doing well too. And I'm pretty sure most of their players are healthy. That were gone from last year. As far as we know, yes. And so it's gonna be a good game, and I think it's gonna be one of it might be our toughest game.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. That's for sure. Well, Johnny, thanks for being with us here on the show this morning. There, best of luck. We're all really proud of you guys. You guys are doing a great job. You're doing a great job on the field, off the field, all that kind of stuff, and that's what really makes us proud of what you guys are achieving out on the football field. So you have a great day, and let's go 1-0 coming up.
Yes, sir. Let's go Tigers.
We'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this. All right, we are talking today to Hayden Rodriguez and to Trey Kuntz. And guys, first of all, let's just talk a little bit about what your job is on the Tiger football team.
I'm a halfback, so usually I'm pitch back. I arc block, I insert, and I get the mic. Sometimes I block out the corner, or some plays Grady pitches me the ball and I score.
Well, yeah, that's all there is to it there. Well, another thing too here, and people don't know what a mic is, but it's a linebacker that he's going after when they're trying to do that. So, but you guys are just doing a great job here of getting out there and getting that thing done there. Trey, you're kind of on the other side of the ball as far as it goes to defense. Let's talk about what you do.
Yeah, I play defensive back, mainly corner, so pretty much lined up, head up against the receiver. Just make sure nothing gets deep, nobody catches the ball deep, and then I get in on the run fit on the outside runs, make sure that nothing gets outside, nothing gets pretty much last line of defense, I guess.
Right. Exactly. All right. So, well, last night the Tigers came away with a victory, but it was a hard-fought game, I thought, overall there with the Concord Minutemen. I think their defense presented us with some challenges there, and offensively they tried to throw the ball on us there, and, they were successful kind of between the 20s, but you guys never let them into the end zone, and that's what it's all about. Let's just talk a little bit about some of your recollections of the game, or how you saw the game, Trey.
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely a tough game. We had to fight hard. I can't really remember a time when we would go out on the field and think, man, these guys might score on us. Like, we're confident the whole way through. We're saying these guys aren't going to score. We're gonna stop them, and then we're going to punch them in the mouth, and they're not going to get in the end zone. So.
There you go. And they did a great job there. Offensively, the Tigers had 6 points at the first half there. Hayden, what are some of the things that you saw as the Tigers needed to improve on here, which I think you did as the game went on? What did you feel like the Tigers were doing that made them a little bit better?
I think the first half we came out and we started way too slow. The defense was bailing us out. Oh, yeah. But we came out in the second half and we played and we got after them, and we showed them that we weren't going to back down, and we ended up scoring another 2 touchdowns, and our defense held them to 0 points, and we came out with the win.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, too, guys. I know sometimes, like one unit or the other unit goes a little flat in the other, but it's up to the other unit to pick that unit up, and I think that you guys always do a good job of that, whether it's offensively or defensively. Defense is kind of leading the way this year, of course, with only giving up 14 points in like 4 games. That's a pretty good average. So these guys are just doing a great job there. And offensively, too, the Tigers come off 70 points last week against Plymouth. So, you can't complain about that. Let's talk a bit just for a moment about practice sessions. Tell us, Hayden, what you like about practice, or what's the biggest thing that you get out of practice?
I think team time is the biggest thing we get out of practice. It allows the whole offense to run together and go over our plays and practice what we need to fix. And overall, it's just a really good way to get ready and prepare for the game coming on Friday.
Absolutely. All right. Trey, what about you as far as it goes to practice session?
I got to agree with Hayden. I think team time is definitely the most beneficial. Obviously, we spend a lot of time doing the same stuff over and over and over, making sure we get everything right. But at team time, we really get to break down the other team's offense, analyze, get the reps against that kind of offense so that we know what to expect next coming Friday.
Right, and I think that's one thing that you guys just do a great job, and of course the coaching staff does a great job of preparing you guys, because when you guys get out there from a defensive standpoint, I mean, you look at that offense and say, I mean, I recognize that offense. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We spend lots of time together watching film, talking about their tendencies, what we think what we think is gonna come, what we want to expect, you know. And then obviously we go on the field and we practice against our scout offense. So
sure,
it's pretty much the same stuff you see in the game.
Hayden, you feel the same way as far as goes to when you guys are facing the scout defense, and you're feel like it's a pretty good imitation of the team that you're going to be playing?
Yes, I do. I think our scout defense in practice goes very hard and gives us an extremely good look.
All right, you guys. I just want to tell you, I'm very proud of all you guys, and I know all of us are. You guys are just doing great work out there. I know it's hard work, too, and I think everybody in the community recognizes that. And just keep doing the great things that you're doing out there, being the good people that you are, and working hard. And we got a big challenge coming up with the Northwood Panthers, no question about that.
Yeah, we definitely do. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for being with us here on the Bart Curtis Show, and we'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this.
Hello, this is Clay Johnson from N&J Auto Sales. For over 70 years, my family has been in the car business. We have sold thousands of cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans over the years. We are known for quality, low-mileage vehicles and outstanding customer service. But here's something you might not know. We buy vehicles. Have a lease coming due? Stop by N&J. We can make you an offer on your existing lease and might even put some cash in your pocket. N&J Auto Sales, located at the corner of Detroit and Market Street in downtown Warsaw, where we sell and buy vehicles. Stop by and let's talk.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. We're talking now to Grant Cook. And Grant, first of all, congratulations on the good win over Concord. The Tigers are now 4-0 and at the top of the Northern Lakes Conference. So that's a great thing so far. Let's talk about what you do for the Tigers.
I am a linebacker for the Tigers. I'm outside linebacker behind John Burrett and Eric Pohl.
Okay, all right. All right, let's talk a little bit about your experience as far as it goes to Tiger football. I mean, when did you start playing football?
I started playing football freshman year when I was advised by Coach Huber, too, for wrestling.
There you go. Well, exactly. Those two go together quite well, as a matter of fact. All right, and have you always been the linebacker kind of guy, or have you done some other things?
I have practiced and played every position except for quarterback, fullback, and center.
Okay, well, that's what we call a utility man, I think. So that's great for you. Well, let's talk about so far. What's your overall experience that you've had as far as it goes to? Has it been a good experience for you to be a Tiger football player?
It's been an overall positive experience. Some ups and downs, some bumps and bruises.
Sure.
But
yeah,
it's been great.
Absolutely. All right, so let's talk for a moment here about some of the things as far as it goes to goals you have for yourself as well as, for the team.
For myself, I'd like to get back first off. Mm-hmm. I've had to sit out this week after getting hurt.
Right.
I'm hoping to be back by Mishawaka week, but I'm wanting our team to go undefeated this season.
There you go. Okay, that sounds great to me. All right, so as far as it goes to your workouts during the practice session, I mean, obviously, if you're injured, you aren't working out much there, but what's your favorite drill to do when you're involved in a practice session?
Oh, tackling drills every time. I love hitting people. It's great.
Well, that's a good thing since you're a football player. Well, hey, listen, Grant, thanks so much for being with us here at the show today there. And, like I said, the Tigers are doing a great job, and you're doing a great job, and, everyone working together to try to get this thing done here. So let's go 1-0, and Northwood's going to be next.
Always.
We'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this.
job's a joke you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
And welcome back, everyone. We're talking now to the head coach of the Warsaw Tigers, Coach Bart Curtis. Coach, the Tigers are 4-0, and it wasn't a real easy time up there at Concord.
No, it really wasn't. And, we feel extremely blessed that we played well enough to come out of there with a win, and played extremely aggressive again defensively. Struggled, obviously, offensively a good portion of the night. Could have and should have. You know what they say, could have, should have, would have, might have, didn't.
Right.
But with the situations that our defense put us in offensively, it very well could have and most likely should have been a larger margin of victory, and wasn't. The only thing that matters is who you are at the end of the game, and that tells you who you are. And
19-0. That's who we are.
We are, and we're excited. Yeah, we're excited that we came away with a win. It had been, as we have per nauseum discussed, a long time.
Right.
It wasn't the Reagan administration era.
No,
I
it was
threw
not.
that in for your account.
That's fine. That's okay. I have no problem with that.
It was 2009.
Right.
So
exactly.
I was at
and we made a recovery just like we did in 2009.
we
That's what's
did.
great.
We did. Yeah. I don't know about.
I threw that in for your benefit.
I know you did.
Well, I would say one thing here. I know, we talked about the offensive struggle, but the defense that Concord, and you said it even before we played, and you've said it before, Concord defends us very well. And they had big people up front, and it was tough to move them out of the way and get things going.
It was rough sledding in there, and there are some things we can do to help ourselves technique-wise and the speed of the play-wise. There were some issues that we're going to improve upon and address. But they do. Their inside seven is very similar to their inside seven a year ago. Very aggressive, very sound. They read their keys well. The difference with Concord's defense in 2021 versus 22 is their umbrella, their two corners and their two safeties, didn't tackle as well as the guys did a year ago.
Right.
So that was our advantage on outside plays. And of our 250 yards rushing, which for some people that would be a great evening.
Right.
For us, it's a disappointment.
Right.
But of those, I would say quite a few of them were outside.
Absolutely.
The C gap, D gap, and E gap, which we have to learn to adjust and take what they're giving us.
Right.
And it was very, very cloudy in A, B, and C gap.
Absolutely.
Friday night.
Yeah, I thought, Armand had to battle when he was going through the middle of that line. There's no question about it there, and it was just a tough fight here. Also, one play that I thought was effective that we ran quite a bit was a quarterback sneak.
Quarterback sneak, that is
I don't know how many, 6-7 times?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know exactly how many times we ran
Well,
the sneak.
I'm rolling tape right now as we're talking.
That is a Grady Nolan special. He likes it. He's got to be a little careful that he doesn't kick back as the ball is being snapped, because that could be deemed illegal motion. And there was a couple times our fullback behind him wasn't set as well. So if Herman's coming up while Grady's taking a step back as the ball's snapped, that's not
legal.
It shouldn't. Yeah, it should not be.
Right.
And I know we were close a couple times on that, but it's a unique front. It is a well-schooled front, and we spend an awful lot of time in January, February, March, and April trying to decipher what it is that their defense is seeing and what they're keying, and how we can better prepare our kids for success on Friday nights when we do play them. But, you can't take anything away from Concord.
No.
And even though we did not play particularly well offensively, and put the ball on the ground a number of times, which is going to lead to
Oh, yeah.
to bad things
Bad
if
stuff, you
you
bet.
keep doing that. You got to give credit where credit is due, and I had a good talk with Coach Kaler from Concord
Right.
Saturday afternoon. And obviously he bemoans what offensively they're struggling a
Right,
little bit, and
right.
and we're the type of defense that if an offense is struggling to begin with,
Right.
is not probably the type of defense you want to go up against. Yeah,
Well, I thought our defensively, first of all, they didn't pass real well. They got some of the stuff, short stuff, flats
Yeah.
going on us a little bit there, but there again, the kids were closing pretty fast to stop
yeah.
that from
And
getting outside.
we tackle.
We do, and we
really
gang tackle.
well.
I think
will
it's a
tell
swarm.
you. I want to say that we might be at 4 missed tackles for the game.
Mm-hmm,
I haven't tallied that up completely, but I believe I counted 3 or 4, possibly 5 missed tackles. And there were 3 times where we took the cheese, we were looking into the backfield, and came up on what appeared to be a jet sweep, and a split end or a slot got behind us. And one other time where the quarterback scrambled, we lost coverage to come up and defend him and got the ball thrown over our head, which are things that cannot, against a quality team,
Right.
like we're going to see Friday, a team with that many weapons,
Right.
like Northwood does have, that type of stuff will get you beat in a hurry.
Absolutely. And our special teams, I still feel really good about, especially our kickoff coverage is really good there. We struggled a little bit kicking extra points this time around.
Well, we missed 3 field
right.
goals, and we
the
missed
field
an
goals.
extra point.
Right.
Okay,
And
so if we hit 3 of those field goals like he has been doing, that's
Right.
9, and we hit an extra point, that's 10. That's 29-0.
right.
Maybe you walk out of there feeling a little better, but
Right.
maybe you don't address as severely and sternly the things that are woefully evident,
Right.
quite as firm, because human nature is human nature,
Right.
and you've got to take care of the little things if you want to reap the rewards of the big things.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, let's turn our attention now to and talking about Northwood. Of course, you have deep ties with Northwood. I've been around a long time and played against Northwood, coached against Northwood. It's never easy playing Northwood. They just play so hard, so tough. They're so well coached. I mean, it's going to be a battle up at Jim Andrews Field.
It is indeed, and my deep ties consist of them being kind enough to allow me to wear a uniform
And to graduate.
and to stay out of the way, and to graduate 88th out of 166, which is, or 196. I was like in the top half and in the bottom half
Right.
at the same time.
Okay, well, there you go.
So it was right at the midpoint. So
Right.
yeah, the great coaching staff the Panthers have. Their kids play. I think our kids play pretty hard.
Right.
I think there's some schools in the area whose kids play pretty hard. I believe they take it to a level that is incredible. They fly around and hit, and defensively they're quick and fast. They're not overly big,
Right.
but they fly around and they don't miss a lot of tackles. And they have quite a few kids playing 2 ways, but you don't see a level of fatigue
Right.
or slowness in any of their plays. And you can look for loafs, and you can look for kids maybe you can take advantage of,
Right.
and there just aren't any because they play so stinking hard, and that's a
Right.
credit to Nate and his staff.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, like, my roots go clear. I mean, when I was a senior, we played them, of course, and we beat them 6-3. But I remember, and I'm telling the truth, I remember after that game, you felt like you had been in a boxing match.
Sure.
I mean, you were just beat up and bruised from playing them. And, of course, throughout the years, Northwood holds a very distinct advantage when it comes time to play Warsaw, because it's just like they take it up to the next 2 or 3 levels to play the Tigers.
Well, and I can only go by the experiences that I've had while I've been here at Warsaw, okay? I can't give you the exact who was in office when Warsaw last beat them in Napanee, but I
Right.
can tell you that I personally have not experienced success at Jim Andrews Field. We
Right.
lost in 2018.
14-13.
Went for 2, were not successful.
Incredible game.
And then in 2020, they beat us on a 2-point conversion where their kid made a play. We stuffed an ISO. They went for 2 to take the lead.
Right.
Their kid got stood up, and he had the wherewithal to pitch it to a guy, and they ended up beating us 22-21. So
Right.
we've had 2 one-point losses in Napanee. And like I said, I've not gone back and checked to see who was in office the last
Well,
time the Tigers won there, but
yeah.
I don't think that's relevant to 2022.
No. Well, I remember one night Coach Jensen we went up there and we got the best of the Panthers one night, but that was a number of years ago. So, and we had a pretty good team, and so did they, and we happened
Sure.
to come out on top.
Well, our plan is to go up there and play as hard as we can and have people walk away and say, on our coaching staff, that is the best football game we've played
Right.
to date.
Mhm.
That's
Absolutely.
what's important to me.
Mhm.
You do that and you take care of the little things Monday through Thursday,
Right.
put it all together Friday, then the scoreboard will take care of itself.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks a lot for spending some time with us here. We know that it's actually Sunday night, and the coaching staff's working, breaking down film already, looking things over. I know you've been poring over film already yourself.
A little bit.
So we'll let you get back to that. The reason I'm chuckling when he says a little bit, it means a whole lot. Okay, but nevertheless, Coach, it's been a pleasure to watch the Tigers. We're all proud of the kids. We're proud of the coaching staff and the job that everybody's doing, and we certainly wish you the best of luck as you head up to Andrews Field. And we certainly want to encourage everybody to get up there and support the Tigers at Jim Andrews Field.
It's going to be a wild night. I know that the Warsaw faithful and the Lake City will have a great representation fan-wise. Oftentimes when we travel, we bring as many or more than our opponents. So people love to play us because not only they know that they're going to get a good gate, but if we play our game, it's going to be a good game. We're going to provide competition.
Absolutely.
And we're going to provide financial assistance to their gate, and that's the way it should be. High school sports are I still believe are the best bang for your buck. I mean, there's nothing like a Friday night, whether it's in the fall, the winter, or a track meet or a baseball game in the spring.
Sure.
You can't beat the quality entertainment that the kids in your community that are representing your town provide.
Yep. Best show in town, no question about it. Well, Coach, thanks for being with us, and the best of luck up at our Northwood this coming Friday night.
Thank you as well. And I just want a couple things while I've got the mic. We want to keep former coach Mark Alfano and his wife Michelle in our prayers. Mark lost his mother a week ago. And then our sophomore split end, Trey Davis, lost his father Thursday morning just suddenly. And, he's struggling. He's had a rough time. And we want continued prayers and thoughts for not only Trey, but Tyson and his sisters and his mother.
Sure, absolutely, you bet. We'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this.